Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Foolish Mortals. We are pretty much free to explore the manor now, interestingly. So I guess we just do that, huh? I don't really know what we're going to find.
There. The dance is about to begin. I shall deal with you afterwards.
Dance steps. Joyette, promenade. Oh, Joyette.
The skill, the movement, the passion. It certainly gets the blood pumping. Now then, do you have an invitation?
An invitation?
To the waltz. This celebration is only for wedding guests. We have all manner of help running around the house who certainly aren't invited to the festivities. Imagine the smell. If you want to come in, you'll need to retrieve it. Rules are rules, and it's my job to enforce them. I am Mrs. Elaine Craddock, housekeeper of Bellemore Manor. Who are you, anyway?
Murphy McCallan. I'm just a visitor.
Evidently.
So is she going to...
Stop right there, young man. Only...
Alright, well, we'll have to come back later. We need an invitation. Fine. There was some sort of memory game puzzle thing might be going on there.
You, boy! Are you one of the staff? Is the wedding ready to begin?
Ready to begin? Goodness gracious, but I haven't found my Bible!
Sorry, I'm just a guest too. I don't think the wedding's happening until later tonight. Or not at all, if everything went to plan.
Just enough time for another drink, then.
I feel like we're going to need this for the gramophone in the bride's bedroom. So if you remember, we're supposed to be playing some music there, but when she knocked us out of the window originally, it kind of destroyed the gramophone bit. Okay, there's quite a lot to look at. Now, in terms of door, that's the it actually tells you where it goes. That's the grand hall, and we don't know where those go yet. Okay.
I'd previously seen small pots hung in fireplaces like this contained water in order to humidify the room, especially when tobacco was being smoked. In this case, however, the pot was empty. The empty glass was best left where it was.
When you say that. Okay,
Good
talk
evening.
to Vicky.
Hello, my child.
Oh, don't get him going again.
And what is your name?
Murphy McCallan.
Hello, Murphy. I am Father Foskett, spiritual shepherd of St. Juniper's Parish. Have you seen the good book?
I'm not the most religious person, but I have read parts.
No, I mean that rather more literally. I've lost my Bible and have no idea where I put it. Have you seen it?
I haven't, I'm afraid.
Pity.
Are you here for the wedding?
I am officiating the wedding. With everything that's gone on in the house, we must thank God we have someone like me to keep us on a righteous path.
I've been told that Abigail Bellemore doesn't really want to marry Rackham. You need to call the wedding off.
We shall stick to the system, young Mr. McCallan. Objections should be heard during the ceremony, not before, when all parties may articulate their feelings on the matter. These things are greater than you and I, you know. Until then, we must treat the wedding as the joyous occasion it is.
What do you think of Abigail Bellemore?
A little headstrong, in my opinion, but a lovely young lady. I baptized her, you know. She grabbed my nose as I held her over the font, right up the left nostril. Wouldn't let go until her brothers distracted her with a teddy bear. Still, she's a very caring girl.
Just not two ecclesiastical noses. Is St. Juniper's your church?
That's right, young man. A beacon of godliness on an otherwise spiritually desolate isle.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think St. Juniper has been taken over by rum runners.
Criminals? In my church? Good God! They must be removed immediately.
Let's not be too hasty. They sound like my type of gentleman. That's the type of church I can see myself attending.
I could do with less of your opinions, thank you. Many things can be preserved in alcohol, Colonel. Dignity is not one of them.
I'm not the most well-read on religion, but shouldn't you be in heaven now?
Gold standard question, my boy.
Well, I'll admit this isn't what I expected.
Perhaps the good book has some missing passages.
I think we can do without your theological input, Colonel.
Is there a way to fix it?
Well, that's precisely what I'm doing, young man, as we speak.
It looks like you're just sitting in an armchair.
You don't see the metaphorical cogs whirring around in my head, the tick and the tock of the thanatological matters in my mind. To the layman, I might appear to be just sitting in an armchair, but in reality, I am studying the Bible, or at least I would be, if I hadn't lost it.
You lost it, all right.
Do you think it might be voodoo keeping you here?
Voodoo is nothing but mumbo-jumbo misdirection. I fear we may be in limbo. Some devilish force has interrupted the supernatural order of things.
I think Rackham might be practicing black magic.
That is an extraordinary accusation. I refuse to hear another word of it. He is a God-fearing man who always attends the sailor services, and he has donated generously to the church and my vacation fund. The culprit here is that awful sailor Abigail was going to marry. It is precisely because Miss Bellemore's marriage to Mr. John Rackham was interrupted that we are still here. And why we must continue the wedding as planned tonight. It shall be our way out.
I best be heading off.
God be with you.
Okay, let's talk to the Colonel as well.
Good evening, my boy. I'm afraid you'll have to speak up. Old army injury, you see. Care to join me for a drink?
Colonel Bloom, how many times must I warn you about your predilection for hard drinking?
It's not hard drinking. It's very easy. What do you say, my boy? You care for a nip?
I probably shouldn't. I'm a little preoccupied at the moment.
Well, don't go saving it for the toast. You'll be waiting decades.
See, this is what I was talking about. This is the kind of ungracious, ungentlemanly behavior that will spell your doom, Colonel.
Stop trying to threaten me with eternal damnation, Foskett. If it was going to happen, it would have happened by now. I'm pretty sure I'm dead at this moment, and I don't see any evidence of women playing harps. Just you harping on at me.
Did you see much action in the army?
I killed 4 men.
From food poisoning, Colonel Bloom's title is an honorary one for services to catering.
The Cattle King is what they called me. I owned farms from New Orleans to Tallahassee. Beef, leather, dairy. It was a roaring trade.
Or at least a mooing one.
Those cows, they were my army. I tell you, everything a man needs can be provided by a good troop of cows.
Herd of cows.
Of course I've heard of cows. I was just talking about them.
What are you drinking, Colonel?
Good hearty rum. It'll put fire on your chest and hair in your belly.
And perhaps it is time to consider whether you have drunk too much of it, Colonel. Or perhaps give it up altogether.
I could easily give up alcohol. I've already done it hundreds of times.
I think you'll find the time between one glass and the next does not count as teetotalism. Perhaps we should be grateful to the Lord that your glass remains empty.
Are you looking forward to the wedding?
I'm looking forward to it being over. In my opinion, being stood up at the altar for 33 years is a pretty bad sign. Not what strong relationships are made of.
And you should know, Colonel. You've only had hundreds of them.
Do you think the bride and groom should be together?
That Rackham's a slimy character, and no mistake. Oh, by God, he's a good businessman. Trickier than a magician's rabbit that's gotten stuck on a particularly difficult crossword puzzle. But all that don't amount to a hill of beans if you're not enjoying life. I don't know whether to hate the guy or envy him.
Both are sins, I think you'll find, Colonel.
And not even the best ones. Do you know what's wrong with society nowadays, Murphy? Drink, guns, and women. There's just not enough time for them all.
Have you ever married, Colonel?
Oh, yes. I've been married for 47 years.
Yes, but to 9 different women.
It still counts.
His shortest marriage was 2 days, and that's only because they couldn't find him to serve the annulment papers.
I ended up in a bordello in East Nevada with half the members of the Albuquerque Militia Marching Band. Best honeymoon I've been on. Some lovely girls.
Lord forgive him, for he knows not what he does.
That's not what the girls were telling me.
Do excuse me. I'll be back.
Very much
At
the
your
odd couple,
leisure,
aren't they?
I have nowhere to go and nothing to do.
Idle hands are the devil's playthings.
Try idling your mouth for a change, you old curmudgeon.
We got some stuffed animals.
After my escapades with the fish and its hidden horseshoe, I had had quite enough of taxidermied animals. I picked up the vase. From the delicate porcelain and hand-painted ornamentation, it looked like it must have been worth a fortune. Ming Dynasty, perhaps?
Foskett, why is that young man picking up that chamber pot?
I have absolutely no idea.
Or perhaps not. It was an old chamber pot, hopefully thoroughly cleaned.
Oh, okay. Let's have a look at the archway foist. Ah, okay. Cool. Oh, we can see him.
I couldn't reach the skeleton from inside the house.
It feels like there must be a reason to have
I
this
needed
area.
to be outside if I wanted to reach the tree.
But I'm not sure. Alright, let's try this door. Oh.
Stepping through the doorway, I found myself in an ethereal black void that stretched in every direction. Draped in green fog, all I could see were staircases floating in all directions, and in the center, an eternally ticking clock.
I'm going to back out of this room for now. I'm still kind of exploring. Let's just see what else we
That
have.
little whippersnapper playing on the staircases again?
No, it's not him this time. But how that wayward whelp's mother allows him to run riot through that cursed room baffles me. When it comes to Sebastian Pock, I think King Herod might have had a point.
Okay. Let's come back to there when we have a need to do
That is
it.
an insult to my honor. I didn't know you had any honor left to insult.
Boys, you don't want to be fighting over little old me.
Tallulah, this man is nothing but a scoundrel. Then you, brother, are a no-good fraud.
Okay. Got a lot going on. What's going on with this
It was
carving?
one of a pair of carvings positioned on either side of the room. It was a devilish carving of a satyr, half man, half goat, holding a shield.
I'll talk to
I
them in a
didn't
bit.
need to search for a book right now. I already felt like I was in one. Now wasn't the time to rearrange the furniture. It was a small mahogany table.
Let's talk to Tallulah
Good
first.
evening, miss.
Oh, another fine young gentleman.
My name's Murphy McCallan. Pleased to meet you all.
Back off, Peanut. Yeah, keep walking. We were talking to the lady first.
Now, boys, we must be welcoming to our new friend. My name is Tallulah LaRue. I expect you've heard of me. My daddy owns the LaRue Oil Exchange. We're the richest family this side of the Mississippi.
But don't be getting any ideas. Tallulah, don't you think this gentleman is a little beneath you? He looks so poor, he probably waves a popsicle around and calls it air conditioning.
Let's not be rude to him just because he's less fortunate. You boys be welcoming and introduce yourselves.
If we must. I am Humphrey Tallulah. And I am Orville Tallulah, of the Tallulah Textiles Company.
I think you made the pants I'm wearing. What's that in your hand, Miss LaRue?
This is my invitation to the wedding. It allows me to bring one guest with me, but I seem to have made a teensy tiny mistake. I've invited both boys all the way out here to Devil's Rock, when I can only take one of them into the wedding? Now, both of these fine fellows are here and want to attend with me, and I just don't know who I should pick.
You mean you two don't have an invitation?
We may not know the Bellemores, but we do know this southern magnolia before us. We were brought to Devil's Rock by passion.
I was brought to Devil's Rock by taxi. If you're not using the invitation, perhaps I could take it off your hands?
I don't think so, knucklehead. Miss LaRue is going to need that invitation for when I accompany her. Over my dead body? Have you seen yourself? You're already dead.
These two gentlemen seem pretty heated.
I just hope it doesn't come to blows. I'd be happy to marry either of these gentlemen one day, if only I could choose between them.
If you did end up marrying one
I was
of them,
gonna say.
would that make your name Tallulah Talagula?
That's right, and my middle name is Beulah. Rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it?
How are you going to decide who to take to the waltz, Miss LaRue?
I just don't know if I could decide. I think I'll have to leave it to the boys to decide for me.
Choose me, Tallulah. I'm the one who inherited our family's good looks, I assure you. Good looks? Your reflection hides when you walk past a mirror. I have the southern elegance she desires. Elegance? You have all the elegance of a drunken pelican. I believe the lady would be better suited for a man of my sophistication. Sophistication? You have all the sophistication of a rodeo clown. It's my bravery that she needs. Bravery? You'd run away from a June bug. If you think yourself so brave, then we must put it to the test. Brother, I challenge you to a duel. Not if I challenge you first.
Gee, I wouldn't want a duel to take place because of little old me. But if that's how things have to be, let's get the guns on the table, boys.
McCallan, you shall be the adjudicator.
I shall?
I'm glad you've agreed.
What exactly does that entail?
In order for the duel to be fair, an independent third party must load the pistols and declare the victor.
But I've never loaded a pistol before.
Don't worry, McCallan. A donkey with a lobotomy could do it. You have at least half a chance.
Right, okay. I guess we're writing this now. Powder, shot, ramrod. Okay.
One at a
Powder.
time, I poured the powder into the muzzle of the pistols.
Okay. Shot.
I then dropped the shot into each muzzle.
Ramrod.
Finally, I patted the contents down with the ramrod.
No pussyfooting around here, boys. I want to see some action. If you miss, you're not the man for me. Fire! Well?
I've been hit. Me too.
In any other situation, this would have been a tragedy, but it quickly became clear that a duel to the death wouldn't be conclusive when the duelists were both already dead.
Oh, neither of you missed? Well, sorry, boys, but I think that's a draw. What a terrible waste of everybody's time.
I don't think it was an accident that she invited them both here. I think she's quite enjoying this.
Good evening, Miss LaRue.
Why, hello again, Murphy.
Were you friends with Abigail Bellemore?
Friends may be a bit of an exaggeration, but I'd seen her around at the debutante balls before she got engaged to that sailor. I mean, really, what was she thinking?
You don't think they should have gotten engaged?
What's the point? Mr. Rackham was an improvement. I do love the powerful.
I best be running along.
Ta-ta for now.
Okay, can I take the parasol?
Miss LaRue, would you mind if I borrowed your parasol?
Don't be silly, Murphy. It's a beautiful evening outside. You have no use for it, but I'm sure I can be of help to you if the weather turns sour.
Okay. What about
Would
the
you
table?
like a rematch of the...
Oh no.
What? Oh, boys?
I just wanted to see if I could take any of this stuff.
Could you excuse me for a moment?
Yeah, we'll come back to it. Okay, so we can actually go up there. Or we could go down here. Let's go down to the basement first.
Walking into the cellar, I was hit by the pungent smell of rotting wood and mildew. 3 decades without upkeep hadn't been kind to this section of the house, and it was now knee-deep in floodwater.
Okay, what do we got? Wine rack.
Racks adorned each wall of the cellar. Bellemore Manor must have been quite the spirited place once upon a time. The wine racks were largely bare. What few bottles remained were cracked and empty. It was a switch that appeared to control the barrel lift. I flipped the switch, but nothing happened. It seemed the barrel lift lacked power.
Okay, is that a fuse? Danger! Magnetic carriage. Theater rotation? Orrery track. Barrel lift. Lightning rod sound. No, ground. Grounding the... Okay. Electrograph. What have we got up here? Candles.
I took the handful of candles from on top of the fuse box.
Okay, let's have a look at the fuse box again. So...
The wire had corroded into the fuse box. I couldn't budge it with my hands.
I imagine stuff's got to be put in the sockets, right?
I couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, what have I got? I don't think I currently have anything that would really do anything there.
It was a handful of black candles.
So I guess we'll come back to that at another time.
Decades of abandonment had taken their toll on the now flooded cellar. Knowing the type of animals that lived in the murky water on this island, there was no way I was stepping into the floodwater.
Alright, fair. So I think we could maybe make a path, but we're going to need the barrel rack to be powered, aren't we? So at this moment in time, I don't think I have anything that would allow me to do that. And what's up here? I think I can get down.
The Bellemore family's monogram was etched in gold on the shield.
There's some stuff down. Well, that's back to the Grand Hall. Okay. Let's go down here. So I got a greenhouse over there. I like that once you've been somewhere, instead of just saying door, you know, it like this one does, doorway, it actually tells you what's through it. I think that's pretty cool. Because that's obviously like the conservatory, but it, you know, we don't know that until we've gone through it for sure, do we, I suppose?
A grand piano took center stage in the room, vigorously hammered away at by the pianist. Good evening. My name is Murphy McCallan.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. Ezra Hughes is the name. Pianist for hire is the game. Got any events coming up that you can use a pianist at? I do weddings, christenings, bar mitzvahs, funerals.
You're still hustling for work? Isn't being a ghost an impediment?
Hey, when you're self-employed, you've got to keep that next paycheck coming in.
But you're trapped in the house.
Well, I admit I'm not normally based here, but Bellemore Manor makes a lovely venue.
How's the gig?
It's the gig of a lifetime. Quite literally. I just didn't realize how short that lifetime would be. Still, I should be making out like a bandit at the end of it.
Why's that?
My contract says I charge overtime at time and a half. So far, we're 30-something years past my original end time.
Is there much to spend your money on when you're dead?
They say you can't take it with you. But I don't seem to be going anywhere at the moment, so why not find out?
You don't seem to have much of an audience.
Most have gone through to the ballroom for the waltz. Still, at least it means I don't have the Southern Belle from hell
That's gotta be
hovering
Tallulah.
over me.
When you say Southern Belle from Hell, do you mean Tallulah?
That's her.
Black Widow.
at the bayou.
What's wrong with her?
Well, she has a reputation, doesn't she?
A reputation for what?
Murder.
Tallulah is a murderess?
Now, don't be getting me caught up in a slander suit, but behind those demure, blush cheeks is the mind of an absolute psychopath. She's been engaged 3 times. Each of her fiancés died in ridiculous circumstances.
Did she murder them for money?
That can't even be the motive. You'd think she'd go ahead and marry them, so all their worldly goods become each other's, right? But her family's already got more money than honeybees got buzz. and she finishes them off before they've even booked a venue. I think she just does it for the thrill.
Someone should really tell her about wing walking. Are you local to Devil's Rock?
No, New Orleans born and bred. Hard to grow up in the Big Easy and not fall in love with this music. Street performers in the French Quarter, brass bands on the balconies, parades at Mardi Gras. It's in the air down there.
So what brought you here?
Work. Figured I'd play a few gigs, make some cash. Next thing I know, I'm caught up in more drama than a Gilbert and Sullivan operetta.
Where did you find musical work here on Devil's Rock?
I got a full season contract down at the Calliope Theater. It was pure luck, really. The original pianist broke his arm.
How?
Before the renovation, that place was falling apart. 14 people in the audience watched as the stage gave out right in the middle of Claire de Lune. Pianist and piano falling straight to the floor into the basement.
Ouch.
Physically, he was fine. Emotionally, devastated for months.
Sounds like he went through a bad stage.
Boom, boom. Yardley Bellemore was a performer.
Yardley Bellemore was a performer too, wasn't he?
And more. Writer, director, producer, philanthropist. He's the one that bought the Calliope, fixed her up, and hired me. Once he came on board, that place got put on real shows.
Real shows?
Yeah, before Yardley put up the funds, they were so broke they had to rely on sponsorships. The final year, Bon Tom Bakery funded everything, with conditions.
Conditions?
The shows had to be on brand. Before Yardley put a stop to it, we were looking at 3 Shakespeare plays that season. Romeo and Baguette, A Midsummer Night's Cream Cake, and Much Ado About Muffins.
Do you know what happened to Yardley Bellemore?
I haven't a clue. But you know what? I think I was one of the final people to see him alive.
Oh, really?
He came down to the Calliope to offer me this gig for the wedding, and I overheard him talking to someone backstage after I had finished rehearsing.
What were they talking about?
Well, after Yardley scrapped the baked goods from Romeo and Juliet, he was after ideas to bring something new to the story. This fellow was telling him about a place he'd found, an actual crypt. Such a missed opportunity, really. Can you imagine? Romeo and Juliet's tragic finale, played out in a Capulet tomb, the star-crossed lovers' final doomed moments in a real-life, honest-to-God crypt. The last thing I heard was them setting a date to check it out. And then, well, after that, no one ever saw him again.
Do you know who the man he was talking to was?
Rackham, I think you call him. Don't know where his interest in the theater came from all of a sudden. I'd never seen him in any performances.
Do you know where I could get some wedding music?
I take request. It's part of my contract for the wedding. What are you after?
I need some wedding music to play to Abigail Bellemore, upstairs in her bedroom.
I might be able to move people with my music, Murphy, but there's no chance I can move this piano up to the 2nd floor.
I should get going.
See you around, Murphy.
Now, is this some kind of recording device, do we think?
A machine I didn't recognize sat on the table next to the piano. I wondered if the pianist knew more about it. Without knowing what it was, I didn't want to break it.
And what's the suitcase?
It was a battered suitcase that I deduced belonged to the pianist. The pianist wouldn't have been happy with me rifling through his belongings.
All right, let's ask him about the machine. I'm sure that's to record and then play on
Good evening,
a
Ezra.
gramophone.
Hello, Murphy.
What's the machine next to your piano?
That's my ticket out of hustling. A phonograph recorder. I'm going to compose and record a hit song. Something that'll sweep the nation, like those guys on Tin Pan Alley. I can record and release a song all across the country, and people will be able to hear me live in their living room.
But you're not live, or living.
That'll be how I market myself. Anthems by apparitions, hymns by haunts. The magazines won't give you the time of day if you don't have some way of standing out. If I'm dead, it's better to be composing than decomposing.
How does
Taking
the
it very
machine
well, to be
work?
fair.
You just put in a blank record and press record. There's an old one still in there if you want it. It's too worn for me to use anymore. The records have a thin layer of black wax on the outside, and the machine records the sound as grooves in the wax. Keep an ear out for me in a year's time.
I should get going.
See you around, Murphy.
All right, well, let's take the old one. We've probably got to find a blank one to use.
I took the record from the recording machine. With its outer coating worn away with age, it wasn't in a state to record onto.
Fair enough. Okay, well, we've probably got to find another one of those. Let's have a look in the conservatory.
The plants seemed to have developed a mind of their own, spilling out of their flower beds and pots until they filled the conservatory like string lights on a Gothic Christmas tree. The wooden sign had the quaint charm of a handmade woodcraft, if it wasn't for the skull and crossbones painted on it. The macabre warning was definitely serving a purpose where it was. I decided to leave it there.
Yeah, we need a rose.
Of all the plants in the conservatory, there was only one rose.
But what's this?
Weaving throughout the conservatory was an overgrown mass of intimidating-looking thorns.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Why not?
You're still flesh and blood, aren't you?
That's right.
And to be ashamed of. But you'll end up see-through blue like me if one of those thorns nicks you. And don't try cutting them. Even so much as a snap, and it releases a toxin so deadly you'll be on the ground within 3 minutes. Certainly keeps things exciting, doesn't it?
Of all the plants, I couldn't get the rose while those thorns were there.
Okay.
Watch out for that vine down there. Little bugger was trying to make a break for it earlier.
Oh, okay. Will do. I didn't have the slightest idea what the gardener was warning me about. But like a snake coiling around its prey, it soon became apparent.
Yeah.
Help! Help!
What's all the fuss about?
This vine's got me, it won't let go!
Oh, she likes you, she does.
Well, the sentiment isn't mutual.
I've never seen a plant so attached to someone before.
That's exactly the problem. Its hold was getting tighter. I needed to get away before I was dragged into the flower beds.
Okay, we've got to use something. Maybe scissors?
The scissors wouldn't fit around the writhing vine.
A knife?
Well, you didn't need to do that. I wasn't planning on doing the pruning till tomorrow.
What was that?
Just a Devil's Rock creeper. Oh, they do seem to have gotten a lot more active since I was last tending the garden, though.
First, the animals on this island had tried to eat me. Now I was finding out the plants wanted a nibble too.
It's like Australia. Alright, so what we got? We got some pots. Fountain?
The fountain dominated the room like the queen on a chessboard, but this queen had been dethroned decades ago. It was an ornately crafted metal statue of a Maharaja prince, with one hand outstretched and the other clasping a scroll case. I couldn't see anything I could do with the statue. Terracotta pots dotted the conservatory, each one cracked and crumbling in a different way. I couldn't see anything alive in the plant pot, despite the gardener's best efforts. Good evening.
Pleasure to meet you, young man. I'm Rupert Riddle. I'm the gardener for the Bellemore estate. And whom do I have the pleasure of meeting?
Murphy McCallan, pleased to meet you.
Do excuse the state of the conservatory. After 30-odd years without so much as a pruning or watering, it's taken on a mind of its own. Don't be telling the Horticultural Society or I'll be having my golden trowel taken off me.
You've won awards for your gardening?
Oh yes. This conservatory is rather famous. Welcome, Murphy, to the Poison Garden.
Poison? Why would the Bellemore brothers want a poison garden?
Academic interests, prestige, and morbid curiosity, I should think. Master Cecil liked to study them. Master Xavier used to collect them on his expeditions. And Master Yardley, well, he just liked the theatricality of it all.
Isn't it dangerous?
Well, it all depends on how you use it, doesn't it? A few berries of deadly nightshade could kill a person, or cure their headache. Hemlock killed Socrates, but I used it to treat my arthritis. These plants may be dangerous, but that's because they're powerful and mysterious.
From medicine to murder.
Exactly. The power to heal and the power to kill. That's what makes them so interesting.
Remind me never to get on the bad side of a florist. What's the secret to growing your garden?
Plants need the same things as you and me, they do. Food, water, sunlight, and someone to chitter-chatter with.
You talk to your plants?
And sing.
What kinds of songs do poisonous plants like?
Vaudeville, mainly. Tarara-boom-die always goes down a treat. Tarara-boom-die. I'm with plants all the day. To sing's the only way to grow my shrub display. Vegetation brings elation to me.
Okay.
That's quite an accent you've got.
And he's
Where are you
Cornish.
from?
Jolly old England, just outside Bristol. God's own country. The green and pleasant land where my love of horticulture bloomed. I caught the gardening bug at an early age, you see. Histoplasmosis. I was in hospital for 8 months, all told. But trapped in those 4 white clean antiseptic walls, staring at a pot of plastic philodendrons, why, it just grew my love of all things botanical.
Why did you move to Devil's Rock?
I came over with the Bellemores, didn't I? Got myself a little cottage on the edge of the estate near the mausoleum. Bugger if I can get to it now, though. Shame, too.
Why's that? Do you miss home?
Oh, I think I left the gas on. Wouldn't want an accident now, would I? Could be the death of me.
What are you working on at the moment?
I suppose I ought to be pushing up daisies. But death isn't going to stop these green fingers. So I'm getting right back into it where I left off, tending to these plants. It's not quite the same as it used to be, I must admit.
How so?
I suppose, being dead now, they've lost some of their allure. It used to be that one prick of the finger, one wipe of the nose, one accidental inhalation of a seed, and that would be the end of it. Things just aren't as exciting anymore.
Will you be attending the wedding?
Me? Get an invitation? I'm not sure overalls would meet the dress code. But it's a good thing, too. I wouldn't trust that Rackham with a hosepipe on a hot day.
Why not?
Well, it's not like me to tell tales. But it wasn't long before the Bellemore brothers started to disappear that Rackham was in here asking about the poison plants. Very suspicious timing, if you ask me.
You think he murdered them?
I couldn't possibly say.
I think he absolutely did.
I need a bouquet. Can you help me?
I'm a gardener, not a flower arranger, Murphy.
Is there anything in here I can take without it killing me?
I'm afraid the only non-poisonous plants were those down in Abigail's flower bed. She had her own little area that I used to help her with. There's only that one flower that stayed alive in the whole conservatory. Funny that.
What's funny about it?
That's the same flower bed Abigail used for her bouquet the night things went awry.
That'll be perfect. Is there a way to get rid of the thorns?
Oh, certainly. A good drenching with alcohol should kill them off.
Okay, well, we have the wine cellar with stuff in.
Who's the statue of?
Oh, him. He's from an old Indian fable the Bellemores used to have read to them as children. It was a gift Cecil Bellemore gave his brothers a couple of years before he disappeared. Quite the conversation piece.
What was the statue's story about?
A young Maharaja prince who sold his kingdom for a single coin, all so he could use it to save the love of his life.
How romantic.
I suppose, if you're into that sort of thing.
Alrighty.
Thanks for your time.
Before you go, you wouldn't do me a favor, would you?
What kind of favor?
Well, I was just wondering how that flesh and blood thing is working out for you.
Excuse me?
It's just, and I don't mean to impose, but my eternal frustration is that I have 187 different ways to die in this conservatory, but I was never able to test any of them out. Now that we've all discovered death isn't quite so conclusive, I was wondering if you'd want to help out.
Help out how?
Well, we could test out some of the plants on you.
They'd kill me!
Fingers crossed.
The dainty old man's eyes glowed with unrestrained excitement at the mention of murder. His dottery demeanor offered a complete contrast to his apparently homicidal tendencies. He was like a tortoise holding a machine gun.
Now, don't make such a drama out of it. We could put it in a nice pie, and maybe some herbal tea. I know the recipe for a lovely cobbler.
Definitely not. Let's cross that possibility out right now.
I was only asking. Maybe let me know if you change your mind.
Alright. Let's get back to the music room. And I guess at this point we'll go back to the Grand Hall. So where does this come out? That comes out there. So we've done all the ground floor doors now. I want to have another look at the fireplace though. It looks to me like there's keyholes or something in it.
Without a flue, the fireplace seemed entirely decorative. And yet, standing in front of it, I could feel a breeze.
I think it'll come to something, but maybe not yet. Alright, let's go. Is this somewhere different? Okay, so that's the bride's corridor. Fair enough. What about the east corridor? That's Rackham.
Gazing into the portrait's eyes sent a shudder through me, and I realized it must have been a portrait of Rackham. His eyes looked back, almost as if he were scowling right at me. Clearly, the artist had managed to imbue the brushstrokes with something of the subject's personality. It was downright sinister. A heavy trunk sat in the corner of the corridor.
What was the kid's name? Sebastian something, was it?
Haha, the look on your face.
What are you doing? Oh, you could have scared me to death.
Imagine how cool that would be.
I don't think I'd be very happy about that.
Baby. Who are you, anyway?
My name's Murphy McCallan. I'm a guest. Who are you?
I'm Sebastian Pock.
The little boy puffed out his chest with a grin that would make the Cheshire Cat jealous. What were you doing in the trunk?
Playing hide and seek. That stuffy old vicar challenged me to a game and hasn't found me in more than 33 years.
Don't you know it's dangerous to shut yourself up in places like that? You could have gotten locked in.
Well, it's funny you say that, actually. I think the latch closed on me while I was inside. Still, what's the worst that could happen? I'm already dead.
What are you looking so pleased about?
I'll have a new toy to play with later tonight. A brand new Goo and Hose Model 5 wind-up tin boat. I'm going to play with it in the bathtub down the hall.
That's funny. I know a little girl who accidentally got one of those for her birthday today.
Yeah, funny that.
The boy pulled an expression that made him look slicker than a politician in an oil spill. You've been in that chest for 33 years?
On and off. That's got to make me a hide-and-seek champion. This house is amazing for it. Before I climbed in the chest, I must have explored every room in the house. The ones that aren't locked, at least.
You haven't seen the Bellemore treasure while you've been exploring, have you?
There's a treasure here, like pirate treasure.
That's what the stories say.
And you believe them? I thought kids were supposed to be the gullible ones. I don't think it exists.
Why not?
Because if it did, I would have found it by now.
I heard some of the other ghosts talking about a boy playing in the staircase room. That was you, wasn't it?
Sure was. How did you know?
In truth, the description of wayward whelp was the giveaway. But as long as Sebastian knew something I didn't, I needed to contain my annoyance. Lucky guess. Do you know how to get through the staircase room?
Oh, sure. I know every route in this house. You've got to be as good at hide and seek as I am. I bet I could beat you without even leaving this room.
Sebastian, I really need to get through the staircase room. Could you tell me how to do it?
Well, are you any good at hide and seek?
Excuse me?
Because I could tell you how to get through the staircase room. If you can beat me, hider or seeker, I'd beat you at either.
This is a long shot, but do you know Mallory Wisp?
Sure, I know Princess Stink.
She was getting a tin boat too.
I know. I swapped over the pages in the toy catalogue, so she ordered the wrong thing. She'll get fed up with it, and I'll get to play with it instead.
Well, that wasn't a nice thing to do.
Nice guys finish last. That's what my father says.
How are you and Mallory able to talk? You're a ghost and she's...
A flesh bag.
Right.
A blood pumper, an air guzzler, a bone puppet, a muscle wriggler.
Hey, I get the idea. How come you can talk to her?
Children aren't so close-minded, I guess. Plus, she's the only person brave enough to come up to the house.
You hide, I'll seek.
Great. Eyes closed and count 5 Mississippis. I won't even leave the room.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Ready or not, here I come.
All right, so let's. Well, first things first. Check the trunk again.
Boo!
Oh, have I got to get it on the first try?
Too easy. I just wish this was more of a challenge.
Hello, Sebastian.
Back for a rematch?
You hide, I'll seek.
Great. Eyes closed.
1, 2 Mississippi, 3 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. Ready or not, here. Are you behind the curtain?
Boo! Better luck next time. Another win for me.
There was nothing but... There was...
Okay, if we got to get it on the first try, other than luck, I don't know how we'll do it. So we'll come back to that. It's obviously a puzzle.
The door was locked.
What about this one?
The door was locked. The door was locked.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could give or plant something on him that would mean that we could sort of trace where he'd gone, but if I open the trunk, does that mean that
The
when...
trunk was empty.
Yeah. But, like, does that mean that if it's closed, he's
Hello,
hiding in
Sebat.
it? Let's just try one more time.
You hide, I'll seek.
Great.
1 misses, 2, 3, 4, 5 misses. Ready or not?
Right, trunk's closed. Does that mean he's in it? Or is it just wherever I search, he's somewhere else?
Boo!
Yeah, I think that's the key. I think wherever I search, he's in the other place.
Again?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll come back to that. Let's go to this landing now. I guess maybe that... Oh, okay, we've got Cordelia's there. Let's try the other doors.
The door was locked. The door was locked.
Okay, let's go in the bride's bedroom.
It was an untouched slice of wedding cake. It was a bridal veil made of delicate, intricately woven lace. It was a simple gold ring. As I concentrated on the phonograph in the mirror, it began to sound like I could hear its music through the reflection itself. It was the wedding march. It was a beautiful bouquet of roses. Excuse me, Miss Bellemore? It was no use. There was nothing... The phonograph horn had snapped off the machine when I was flung out of the balcony doors. It was an old phonograph used for playing...
What do we got here? So there's a toolbox and a lightning rod, okay. We've got a gap. Will he jump it, or do I need something?
Whoa! As I rounded the corner of the balcony, I saw that the walkway had dropped away, the mortar crumbling after decades of neglect. The ground was a long way down. I couldn't reach the tool. I assessed whether the railing would be safe to climb. With the slippery ironwork and crumbling masonry, the answer was obviously no. But I didn't have the luxury of safety. Here goes nothing. Hauling myself onto the roof from the ornamental railings, I realized there was no easy path to get higher. The roof tiles ranged from loose and dangerous to soggy and dangerous. Either way, I wasn't going to be able to climb them.
Okay, can we get to the toolbox?
As I approached the lightning rod, I started to feel the hair on the back of my neck standing up. That was a close one. Fortunately, the lightning bolt had hit the lightning rod instead of me, breaking it from its socket and sending the rod tumbling to the ground below. It looked like someone had already intended to start fixing the roof. I looked inside the toolbox and took the only thing it held, a rusty old pair of pliers. There was nothing I could do with the empty socket. It was the now empty socket where the lightning rod had once stood. A cable from the lightning rod spanned a gap between the balconies before running down the side of the house to the ground. I definitely didn't have the natural balance needed to walk across the cable unaided.
Maybe with the poker?
That didn't work.
Yeah, I don't know if I've got... Can I get there?
I couldn't see an easy way up to the cupola.
I guess we have to get here, then walk over from there. But how will we go about doing that?
It was an iron weather vane in the shape of a mermaid. A piece of rusted drain pipe had detached from the roof. From down on the balcony, the drain pipe was unreachable.
Okay, let's go back down. We'll come back, but I don't know if I can actually get in the grounds, actually. I don't think there's any way to exit, is there? Yeah, okay. I was thinking about getting the lightning rod, but I don't think that's possible. Okay. Wait, what was that? Does that bell pull anything?
A cord hung from the wall used to call the attention of the house staff.
Ah, for the duster. Could be useful.
Coming! Miss Bellemore, did you ring for me?
With the maid distracted, I was free to take the feather duster. I didn't need to move the cart. Crisp, clean sheets were stacked up on the cart.
Okay.
I didn't.
Alright.
Affixed to the wall.
Well, now I've got the feather duster, what do I do with it? What was the statue?
The two sea deities stared at me with disapproving eyes. I didn't know what I could have done to disappoint a statue.
So let's recap. So we need the invitation, which will get us in there. To do the invitation, we need to fix the fight somehow. I'm not quite sure how. I'd love to go and see if I can get that lightning rod, but...
No amount of force is going to...
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so we can't go in there. Yes.
Did I hear gunshots through there? It's like being back at Alameda during the war.
What happened there? A battle?
No, my second wedding. The father of the bride didn't appreciate me canoodling with the maid of honor and got all the locals to run me out of town. Talk about a shotgun wedding.
Actually, can I get water from the fountain in my bottle?
Nope.
Apparently not. Could I get him to fill it?
I didn't think he'd be interested in that.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I mean, he did mention something in the trophy room about boiling the water.
I thought I'd leave
the
Ezra to his plan.
The humidity thing. We haven't tried actually talking to the twins yet, have we?
Hi there.
Keep walking. I don't have time to waste on you.
Good evening, Miss LaRue.
Why, hello again, Murphy.
I heard you've been engaged before, Tallulah?
Only a few times. What can I say? I'm just unlucky when it comes to love.
Who was your first fiancé?
Buford T. Vanderbilt, the Silver Fingers of the Silver Lakes. Played the banjo every day except Tuesday, and would serenade me as I stood on the plantation balcony. until he was found with banjo wire around his neck, garroted by his own instrument. Do you know when banjo songs sound their best?
I don't think I do.
When they're over.
Who was your second fiancé?
Chuck Charleston III, famed alligator wrestler. That is, until he overdosed on cough medicine an hour before his wrestling show and fell asleep on the riverbank. Ended up as 16 separate pieces inside the gator's belly. That alligator never developed a cough, though.
Who was your third fiancé?
Thaddeus Winthrop Jr., the maestro of Mardi Gras, held the biggest fireworks display this side of Montgomery. But who knows what his suit was washed in, because one stray spark and the man was up in flames like a creme brulee. Talk about going out with a bang. Now I've just got to keep an eye out for who'll be the next object of my affections.
I best be running along.
Ta-ta for now.
I didn't need to search for a book right now.
Fair enough. What happens if we do the guns
Would
wrong?
you like a rematch?
What a what, boy?
What happens if I just muck it up? So instead of powder first, why don't we put the shot in first?
Not yet, McCallan.
Oh,
Not yet, McCallan.
okay.
You need to...
What about... Is there anything I can... stuff...
That didn't work.
Can I put anything... Where's my magnet? Did I lose my magnet? Oh, here it is.
Without the twins catching on, I ran the button magnet across the mound of bullets and saw they began to wobble. The shot must have been an alloy of lead and something ferrous. Could you excuse me for a...
Okay, what about if we put the magnet behind...
That wasn't going to work. That wasn't going... I didn't...
Okay, what could I do with that information? I don't know.
Would you like a rematch?
What, oh, boys?
The button magnet was exactly the right size for the barrel of each pistol, but it would have become a bullet itself if I'd loaded it inside. Stealthily, I took the button magnet from my pocket and affixed it to the end of the ramrod. With its small size, it could barely be spotted.
Here we go. Okay, so powder.
One at a time, I poured the powder into the muzzle of the pistols. I then dropped the shot into each muzzle.
Now we're going to remove the bullets, I suspect.
Finally, I patted the contents down with the ramrod. When the ramrod emerged, the magnet I'd attached brought the shot with it. With the prestidigitation of a magician, I dropped it discreetly back into the shot tub. To anyone else, the pistols appeared to be properly loaded.
Remember, boys, if you miss, you're not the man for me. Fire!
You missed. You missed too.
You both missed. Are you sure the pistol's fired?
I don't see any bullet holes. The pistols must not have been loaded properly.
Come on, Murphy, this is important.
Okay, I got it.
We're
I got
not
it.
playing games here.
My mistake. I'll load them correctly next time. It seemed that without bullet holes, my
Yeah.
sabotage wasn't going to work.
Okay, so I have an idea now. So with the auger, can I make little holes in these shields?
Inspired by the pistol duel, a plan began to form in my head. With 2 wooden carvings on either side of the room, I could bore a rough hole in each of them. My, look at the carving. All wooden and carved and wooden. Yes, these certainly are some of the most carved pieces of wood I've ever had the privilege of seeing. When I was finished, they looked passably like bullet holes.
Okay, let's do this.
Would you like a rematch?
What, boy?
Powder.
One at a time, I poured the powder in.
shot.
Right then.
Ramrod.
Finally.
Remember, boys, if you miss, you're not the man for me. Fire!
I'm not hit. Well, neither am I.
You both missed. Are you sure the pistol's fired?
Look, there's a bullet hole in the carving. And in the carving over there.
So what does that mean? Who lost?
Looks like you both did.
Then who's going to accompany Miss LaRue?
I think the lady's words were, if you miss, you're not the man for me.
But we both missed.
He's right. If you're both losers, I can't take either of you to the wedding. I'm not dating a man that can't shoot straight.
Tallulah, we can talk about this. Give us another chance.
I'm sorry. My mind is made up. Here, Murphy. You can have this. I won't be needing it anymore.
Aha. The Bellemore family cordially invite you and one guest to attend the union of Miss Abigail Bellemore and her betrothed to take place on the evening of All Hallows Eve 1899 at the stately Bellemore Manor on Devil's Rock, Louisiana. Please bring this invitation with you for a spirited evening of dancing and merriment in celebration of the eternal soulmates. Yours sincerely, the Bellemore family. Now, I suspect we're going to need a +1, but we can try using it to get in and see how that plays out. Oh, I just noticed. You see this picture? Someone walking on a high wire with a parasol. I was already thinking that, looking at the parasol that Tallulah had, that might be a... You know, it's just in my head, you know, circus performers using like a little parasol umbrella type thing when they're doing high wire. I mean, probably back in like Victorian times we're talking. I'd already kind of thought maybe that's what you do, and I think that is a huge clue there as to that's what you are meant to do. But I think we need to make it look like it's raining, which is why I was sort of thinking maybe the watering can the gardener's got like down the window to make it look like it's raining, and then talk to Tallulah. But we'll get there. I don't know why I'm over here. Let's see if we can get in here.
You know, it's funny, I completely forgot I had the invitation on me the whole time. It's these vest pockets. They're much bigger than they look. Seriously, you wouldn't believe the number of things I've been carrying around with me tonight.
You have an invitation?
It'd be rude not to show my face.
Are you absolutely sure about that? I'm sure our guests could survive without beholding the sight of your singular visage. You see, as the housekeeper, it is my job to ensure that only guests of the highest class are in attendance.
How kind of you to think so highly of me.
Look, just don't try burping the alphabet or announcing when you're going to the lavatory.
Okay, we're in. Now, what's over here? Oh, okay, we've got a mezzanine.
Walking around the upstairs mezzanine, I found myself in a small balcony overlooking the dance floor, where a tabletop of placards had been set out. At the side, a board marked dance steps looked like it would hold the placards in a chosen order, directing the dance below. All I had to do was set it up, then ring the bell.
Okay, so when we looked at the dance, it did actually give us like the combination. I didn't pay attention at the time, but maybe that's what we do.
Please, keep clear of the dance floor!
The centerpiece of the dance floor was an elaborate wedding cake, sitting on a wheeled cart and towering over the dancers around it. 4 pairs of dancers had taken their places on the dance floor. Good evening, Mrs. Craddock.
Oh, are you still here?
How long have you worked at Bellemore Manor?
I've been here since the final finial finished off the cupola. Before even the Bellemores themselves moved in, I was getting this house ready for them. It is a position I was bred for. I may not have blue blood, but I should think it's at least a shade of plum. I spent 17 years at some of the most prestigious all-girls schools, you see, followed by training in Blenheim Palace for 3 years, and subsequent coveted positions with some of the finest families in England.
Well, I'm glad you managed to escape all that and come here.
I can quote you Mrs. Beaton's book of household management in my sleep.
It was an interesting offer, but I couldn't think of any situation where I'd need that, short of terminal insomnia. You must know Bellemore Manor quite well.
Like the back of my hand. Built between 1885 and 1888 in a mixture of antebellum and Victorian styles, and designed by the Bellemore brothers themselves. Until, of course, they disappeared after living here only a year.
Why did they decide to build it on Devil's Rock?
Well, the island is exceptionally well placed for trade between the United States, Europe, and the Caribbean. When the Bellemore brothers were looking to relocate, it was Mr. Rackham who recommended Devil's Rock. It's just a pity about the name.
You speak very highly of Mr. Rackham.
The Bellemore brothers may have had expertise in exploration, innovation, and public relations, but it was Mr. Rackham that pulled those three threads together into the beautiful business tapestry that benefits us all.
Do you know anything about the treasure of Bellemore Manor?
The stuff of whimsy. The Bellemore family had their capital invested in stocks and bonds, not hoarded in a heap like some fairy tale dragon. And don't even think about snooping around the house looking for anything, or I shall have you removed from the premises. If anyone would know of a secret treasure hidden in this house, it would be me.
You need to stop the wedding.
I shall do no such thing. The preparations have begun on the order of Mr. Rackham himself, and I shall see to it personally that his wishes are carried out.
But he wasn't the original groom. He's an imposter.
Another word like that, and I shall have you escorted out of the house.
Good luck trying. I seem to be rather supernaturally stuck here.
Mr. Rackham is a fine man. Motivated, determined, ambitious, rich, and roguishly delectable. Precisely the type of person a well-to-do debutante like Miss Bellemore should be marrying.
Not if she doesn't love him.
Love is not important amongst families of blue blood. What matters is lineage, inheritance, and continuity. That last-minute change of heart she had last time was the best decision she ever made. She'll be far better off with Mr. Rackham than she would be with a sailor.
She sputtered the word with such disgust I half expected her to scrub herself clean afterwards.
I mean, really, what was he going to do for her? Fetch her a fish supper, clear the decks, and sing the sailor's hornpipe? Do you get a funny feeling when your wealth keeps on depleting you should never marry sailors when your funds run low?
There are some who think Rackham has duplicitous intentions.
The green-eyed monster. Mr. Rackham is exactly what is needed to get this household back on the straight and narrow.
What do you mean?
I don't like to speak ill of the dead.
Especially now that you're one of them?
Indeed. But I'm afraid that the Bellemore brothers were becoming increasingly unusual before their disappearances. Their interests veered away from the economic and turned towards the esoteric. And now look where we are.
You think the Bellemore brothers caused you all to be trapped in the house?
Perhaps not directly, but their decisions certainly led to it. To find out the Bellemore brothers were inviting sinners into this house when I gave this household the best years of my life.
And the best years of your afterlife now.
I am a servant to serving, but even I have limits.
Thank you for your help.
Goodbye.
Okay, not quite sure what we need to be doing with this puzzle. Let's have another look. I mean, what if we got one to crash into the cake is what I'm
The
thinking.
centerpiece of the dance floor was an elaborate wedding cake, sitting on a wheeled cart and towering over the dancers around it.
Or could I get them to push the cake over this way? It's possible. Will they
That wouldn't work. The dance...
Alright, okay. I mean, they're all going to be different steps. I kind of need to know the directions it makes people move. Let's just kind of stick stuff in a bit random for now. Joyette is back. Oh. Oh. Bien's is that way. Okay, that's good.
The dancers moved around the dance floor like clockwork soldiers, directed by the moves on the board. And with their movements, the cart holding the wedding cake could be pushed around too.
So Vienne, okay, so we need to get them there. Okay, so we need Joyette, Vienne, Vienne. So that should move them there, and then shove, shove Cake there. Then I need to sort of disengage them from doing that. So if they're there... So they've moved up, and they're now there. And if we move them back down, which I think is progress... And the rest of it doesn't really...
It was already a card.
Yeah, okay. The rest of it doesn't really matter. Try that. Oh, why didn't the VNs... Okay. I think it's because these ones hit the side. I think when they hit a direction they can't go, they just do that lift, which I actually thought was something else. So we need to... So if we think about the directions they've got to go there, there. And I've got to kind of send them there, 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 and then shove. It's going to be, Okay. Okay, we'll think about this. So I think this, okay, so this will mean the cake ends up here. And we've got dancers here. And here, right? Oh, cake there, dancers here and here. So at that point, we need them to go right, right, down. Which one is right? I think it might be carousel. We need them to move up again first, which is Joyette. Carousel. Carousel down, I think is progress. Could be promenade, I'm not sure. And then ideally that's Viennes and then, I don't know, promenade, whatever. So they go up, left. I'm hoping they go up again. Oh, they can't go up again, I forgot about that. Urgh. They can't do that either, okay. Progress is right though, and then Vienne's left again. Then promenade is down, okay. Okay, right, let's try that again. Promenade was down, wasn't it? So we need them to promenade. So now the dancers that are on the black tiles will move down. No. Cake's there. The dancers are on the white tiles. Then it'll move down to the black tiles. But I don't want to shove the cake back. Ooh. No, that should be okay. So they move up, there, back down. Cake's there. I need to move to the right, which was... Might be carousel. Then up I need, which is Joyette. Then Viennes. And I need 2... So I think the cake should end up there. Now I need to do 2 things that means they won't shove the cake back out. Well, let's just see if it's right up to that point, and then we'll see what happens. Down. Right. Oh, carousel is down again. Oh. Is carousel reverse direction? It might be. Okay. And carousel means change direction. That's why they went down again. I need them to... Okay, I think progress is actually continue in the same direction. So we get to we can get to here. Okay, then what did I do? Promenade moves back down. No. Left up. Oh god, that's hurting my brain. Joyette, VNs. Promenade down. I don't want to go right again. Which is probably carousel VNs. Then we want them to... Because carousel means they turn around, so VNs would actually take them this way. Then I need them to move up again, which should be Joyette. Oh, I don't know. Where did we get there? Up. Left. This should be down. Down. Then it should be turn around so they go right. Oh. Carousel. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay, so but these... I need to see that again. So... Joyette. The men's are leading, so maybe that means backwards? Viennes is to the left. Promenade to down. And carousel goes down as well. I don't understand why that does it. Promenade down, but then carousel is down as well. I think the first 3 steps are right. Everything after that is a complete mess. So what do we got? So we got them up, left shove. What was the promenade? That's them back down, isn't it? So we have the dancers. So the dancers are on these black squares. So I need them to move right. Progress would make them move down again, I think. What did I have there? Did I have... Let's put another Joyette in there. I don't know. I'm basically doing this to see what happens on step 4. Up. Left. Down. Now what happens? Up again. Well, that was... Okay, so that was kind of what I was expecting Joyette to do. Carousel just kind of tilts. Oh, and progress... Oh, and VMs. Progress is to the right. I'm sure I had that before, though. And it didn't do anything. It didn't do what I thought it would. So I want... We want progress there, don't we? Then we want them to go up again. Yeah, but I'm sure I had this before and it was rubbish. Alright, let me see. Up, left, down, right. Oh no. I need them to go right again. Right, progress is right. We don't want that happening again, though. What happens if we carousel? I think the first half is right. We need to work on the second half. Up, left, down, right again? Yes. Now up. Oh no, I didn't have Joyette. Why didn't I have Joyette? Well, in any case, that carousel is right. Now I need to maybe swap this one and this one. Maybe have the carousel last. That might be it. Right again. Right again. Up. Up. Left. Left. And then this shouldn't matter. Oh, it was fine. It was exactly what we wanted. I thought maybe that we want the cake to end up there, but this is even better, so...
Heading down from the mezzanine, I saw what I was after. The cake cart had been pushed off the dance floor and into reach.
Let's have a look at it, I suppose. I don't really know what to do with it now. Oh, we need to cut a slice.
I couldn't cut a slice out of the wedding cake with my bare hands.
I was actually thinking about the toppers, but, yeah.
If Mrs. Craddock saw me cutting the cake,
Fair enough. How can we distract Craddock? Is it maybe when she's got her hands to her temples?
While Mrs. Craddock rubbed her temples, I had a moment of opportunity. I knew I wasn't supposed to cut the cake if I wasn't the groom, but these were unusual circumstances.
We have a slice of wedding cake.
It was a slice of wedding cake from a wedding that I needed to stop.
Okay.
Did you just touch the wedding cake?
No?
Certainly not. I was just admiring it.
I should hope so. If I catch you with so much as a crumb on your fingers, you will be in serious trouble.
Okay, so before we end, let's just quickly recap. So we need, to get the rose, we need alcohol. I think alcohol is in the basement, which is flooded at the moment. I need to go back and inspect the basement and see if anything's changed since that like electrical strike. We have the cake, so that's where the rose is. The music is something to do with the guy playing the piano. We need a wax thing. Well, actually, I wonder if maybe we make a wax cylinder out of these candles. I think I know how we might do that. Let's go and do that quickly then. Oh no. I think maybe we chuck the candles in there.
I dropped the candles into the empty pot hanging in the fireplace. They soon began to melt and bubble. Double, toil and trouble.
Goodness gracious! That isn't more satanic sorcery, is it?
I'm sorry, I was just quoting Macbeth.
Well, don't.
Do I use this maybe to get them?
I couldn't.
Okay, do I just pick the wax
Pot
up?
contained.
What about putting this in as well?
Carefully, I dipped the record into the molten candle wax.
Good as new?
Once pulled out, the thin layer of wax rapidly cooled, leaving me with a blank, reset record.
Alright. Well, seeing as I'm kind of on this course at the moment, should we see if we can just quickly record the wedding march?
I placed the freshly reset record back on the recording machine. Excuse me, Ezra, could you play the wedding march?
A request? Sure thing, Murphy.
I'm assuming it's recording.
Thank you very much. I clicked off the machine and picked up the newly recorded record.
Cool. Okay, we still need the guy's ear trumpet. Haven't worked out how to do that. It could possibly linked to alcohol, which again might come into play for the basement. The ring, we know the hanged groom has that. Haven't been able to access the balcony that he's on though, but maybe when we've got the parasol and we can kind of cross over into some of those higher levels elsewhere in the house. That's on the list as well. Yeah, so there's definitely quite a lot more for us to do. I think, you know, we're kind of chipping away at the things. We've got two of the elements that we need, and we'll kind of work on the rest. I don't know what I need the feather duster for. I don't know what I need the pliers for. We've still got to work out how we can win the hide and seek with that kid. But we'll figure it out. But yeah, come back next time. But hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have, if you could hit that like button, that'd be fantastic. Do leave a comment as well. Let me know what you thought about this episode and how everything's coming along. And yeah, big thank you as well to our channel members. Continue to support the channel and continue to be massively grateful as well for them for doing that. But if anyone else is interested in maybe catching earlier episodes in this series and any other series that I run on the channel as well, yeah, that'd be awesome. But thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.